Hi everyone. Hello. It's Rita and my Corgi Brigade here for today's Cricut Chat 3D edition. I like saying it that way because it reminds me of like whenever they have like sequels, and they would be like 3D sequels. I think Jaws was like that. Anyway, hi everyone. It's Rita and hello, and I hope that you can join me even though it's a little bit early. Been trying to get the word out that we're going a little early today so that we can complete this adorable thing. It is I can't get over the hair. I don't know, but it's I don't know if it's supposed to be a box, but to be really honest, I don't think I would put anything in it. I think it's just a really nice like for your table, or maybe you work in an office. Hi Shirley, how you feeling? Shirley's had a run in, but anyway, so I was playing around with this, and this was challenging. So I don't know if anybody tried to put this together ahead of the show or put it together before, but there were a few things that I changed, and also I want to talk a little bit about how this is not even. It's even on here. I did not realize that, but it's not even actually here because it actually is shorter here in the front. That's so that he can be sort of looking up at everyone in a cutesy little way. So this is a really beautiful project from Dreaming Tree. It came out a couple of years ago, and I've always wanted to do it. There were some challenges. There were some creative decisions that I made, including the burlap. Thanks for noticing that, Susan. And I'm going to talk about the burlap, okay? And also today, after... during the show sometime, I am going to be announcing the winner of our August Bundle of Joy giveaway. Remember, that's that 2-week-long contest that we've been running. And I'm also going to talk to you about some contests that I'm starting with my Cricut Cutie collection. So we are going to go ahead and get started after I say hello, and also give you a few updates. Again, if you're new to me or us, you can feel free to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This will be with all the other videos that we've been doing. There's like 700 videos in there, and these are not straight tutorials. I mean, I hear people like, oh, you got to fast forward through all the chatting. It's called Cricut Chat, and that's because I like to chat. I like to chat with my friends, and you all are my friends, and I want to have a nice relaxed experience because crafting is supposed to be relaxing, and so some people get all like hung up on the just get to the point already kind of thing, and that's just, I must not be the crafter for them. So I just thought I would mention I like the chat too. I get to know about you all. Sorry. Hey, come over here. Presents for naughty boys and girls. Hi. Oh, I don't know. Yes, so I did burlap on this. And then you got my barking dogs, which somebody was like, I don't like that barking dogs. Okay, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to keep talking. I'm not going to be deterred by by anyone saying that, because I get mostly feedback saying that you like it. So, you know, this may not be your cup of tea, but for a lot of people it is. Thank you for sharing, Penny. And yes, my dogs, if you're brand new, you'll hear my dogs in the background. I have 3 corgis, Teddy Bear and Benji, and Lola. She's a new one, and she's louder than Teddy Bear. Benji's my quiet guy. He's a little guy, and he just sits by my feet, and I feed him things while I'm talking to you. Anyway, so let's see. Tonight, we're doing a paid file from Dreaming Tree. Yeah, I don't know. Some people just don't like it. Anyway, we're doing this paid file from Dreaming Tree. We're kind of changing things up a little bit. On Cricut Chat, which we have every weekday, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock, we do mostly Cricut-based projects using access images. We just added Friday freebies, which is a free to anybody SVGs that we are using to put together and learn how to do mostly paper crafting. I do craft with things such as iron-on and vinyl, but I love to paper craft. I've been paper crafting for a very long time, and with the Cricut, I've been doing it since 2012. So 9 years, almost 12, almost 10 years, almost a decade with a Cricut. And one of the things that I really, really love is that the Cricut allows you to use designers, different designers. And this is one of the designers that I really love. It's called Dreaming Tree. To get to it, you go to 3dsvg.com. It is a paid file. You can buy it individually, or you can buy it as a bundle. The bundle includes like a basket. Okay. Like a basket. Oh, come on. A basket and a card. Hey, come here. What do you... She gets so anxious. Anyway, we're still teaching our little Lola to be a little quieter. Lola, come here. I give them these little tropical accents on a scarecrow. How neat. So anyway, I'm changing things up a little bit. We're trying to expand our audience a little more. And so adding freebies on Friday and then doing a larger project on Saturday that will probably be a paid file. So this is for the advanced folks, although I'm not turning anybody away. This is the sort of thing that if you are going to attempt it, I'm going to get into great detail on how to do this, okay? So if you're somebody that just likes to skim through, that this is not the project for you. But you're welcome to stay and chat with us. And if you're new, by the way, tell us your name, and you will be welcomed by a chorus of wonderful people. So anyway, so the Scarecrow Gift Box is a fairly large, most of their projects are fairly large, but it's a 3D project. It has this little opening here. I suppose you could put something in there, but I was just going to use it as decoration. Leo, who is the guy that started 3DSVG, suggested bringing it as sort of a conversation piece or a centerpiece for like a fall event or Thanksgiving, that sort of thing. I think that would be fun. And I did change up a few things here. I added burlap to the face, and I really like the way that turned out. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then I did change up the eyes a little bit because I didn't like that blue, so I decided to use this paper, pick up on that green. I did do some inking on this, and I will show you what I mean by inking if you're new. And to be really truthful, it's kind of like slightly difficult to put the hat on. And so what I think I might do is actually just adhere the hat to there, because the hat, it sort of moves around. Although, I mean, to store it, you could probably put it like that to store it. But anyway, so when you get a file from Dreaming Tree, you also get a PDF. And the PDF is really useful. I like to print them out, and actually just point out that I do print these out, and I own just about every Dreaming Tree file there is. So I put these into binders. Come Monday, when we start with a new week of Cricut Chat, we're going to be working on organization, because that's something that is not a strong suit for me, although I like to be organized. But I have a lot of these things hanging around, a lot of paper, a lot of craft supplies. And so next week, since it's sort of getting back to school time, I thought that we would spend a few days on organizing things. You have to see my pantry. I totally pulled it apart this morning. I didn't even put stuff back because Owen's not home. So I'm like, I don't care what it looks like. Nobody's visiting me. So I'm trying to redo my whole pantry, and I thought we are going to let's use our Cricuts to organize, and maybe we'll even take the joy in the kitchen to talk about doing some like signage or something like that, labels. But on Monday, we're going to be doing chalk boards, vinyl. So if this isn't your cup of tea, then come back on Monday when we start to do some organization type things. Okay, so here on this, the PDF, you get a whole ton of information, and I would just want to point something out. The paper colors, so for here it says 3 sheets of 12 by 12 chocolate cardstock. When Leo or these folks are indicating the color paper, they're using something called American Craft cardstock, which it comes in all of these colors, okay? But if that's difficult, hey, just kind of do what you have. But I just want to point out that for the base, he wanted us to use this chocolate color, and honestly, I started that way, and I really don't like the way that it came out, so I moved more towards like this caramel color. So that's that. So the point being, you can use whatever you like, and if you want to make it into a different vibe altogether, then go ahead, do that. You know, it's your project, and it needs to sort of reflect your imagination. So this, I would probably break this into 3 pieces. There's the base, there's the hat, and then there's the actual head. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I think we'll start with the hat, which is just adorable in and of itself, isn't it? So cute. And it has this little, these little pieces of paper coming off of it, and then a really pretty sunflower. So let's get started with the hat. So to put together the hat, it consists of 2 pieces. These are the main pieces, and the rest is decorative. This one being all scored using a dash cut line. You'll notice that my cardstock's pretty heavy, and I actually cut it on heavy cardstock because I wanted a heavier cardstock than normal, so that's what I use. So I'm just folding at all those dash cut lines. Here we go like this, just to sort of get all of those score lines trained, you see. And then we're going to start to decorate it and put it together. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. So let's see. We're going to use our glue. And just if you want to make exactly like me, this is the paper that I used. It's called Woodland Walk, and it's from Echo Park Paper Company. The collection is A Perfect Autumn by Lori Whitlock. I liked that it was sort of lighter colored. I didn't want a dark plaid because I just felt like it was just a little too dark. Okay, so this is what I used. So the first thing that we're going to do after we fold everything is we're going to connect this top piece, and it's not a cone, it has an opening here. And we're going to just connect it by using a little bit of glue. Now, if you've never worked with liquid glue before, if you're kind of like more of an acrylic acrylic. What am I saying? Acrylic. A vinyl person. You will probably try 100 different glues before you get a good hang of it. This glue is my favorite currently. It's called Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, my neighbor's walking her dog. Hey, hello. Sorry. Okay, I'm just going to talk over the dog. Lola. Boy, she gets on that sort of bender. Okay, so here is the... Lola, come here, Lola. Please stop. Okay. Nope, she's going to keep going. Okay, so this piece is decorative, and it goes over this. Lola, you need to stop. Stop it. Stop. Thank you. Okay, so it's folding here, and then you will see this is going to go over here, and it's actually going to be close to the bottom here, and with this part sort of exposed. So let's just put some glue on there, shall we? And get that put on there. The hat's the easiest part, if you ask me, so I'm not going to complicate it in any way. I'm just going to push right on through and talk over my very loud little girl. So here's what we're doing. We're just lining it up onto the bottom, just like that. Cute, right? I guess while we're here, we'll also take these little cutout pieces, and these are the two yellow colors. There's two yellow colors. One's called appropriately sunflower, and the other one is called dandelion. And you'll see that they're shaped kind of with a little thicker bottom here, and then also a little cut for folding. So we're going to go ahead and stick these on each of the segments here and push them down like this. So we're going to actually put the glue on this part and do this. So I'm going to go every other. This is the darker color. So let me do every other here. Oh, I heard from Aledra, and she is now in her safety zone. I don't know where that is, but she said she arrived safely and she's doing fine. And she thanked everyone for the prayers and the well wishes. I guess she was like right in the path of the oncoming hurricane Ida. So I wish everyone that is in that path well. Hurricanes can be so scary. They don't bother me much, but but I can see, I mean, I've been through now already earthquakes and tornado warnings, blizzards and hurricanes. What else is there? Tsunamis. Not really interested in experiencing a tsunami, but you know, it's amazing to me all of the technology we have nowadays that help us. I remember when I was a little girl and we had the blizzard of 78, and it was just so terrible. My father, who always worked in Cambridge, had got stuck there, and he worked for Polaroid Corporation, and he got stuck there. They had to put him up in one of the hotels in town because he couldn't get home. And that was pretty scary because at the time we only had one car, and so we were kind of stuck there, although we couldn't leave our house for a week. Isn't that crazy? The same kind of snow would maybe by like at the end of it, maybe 24 hours afterwards, it would be all shoveled away, but it was pretty bad. 3 feet of snow. There were huge mountains of snow at the end of the street, everywhere. You could actually step out of your, we lived in a split level ranch, and you could step out of the second floor, like your bedroom, and jump into a big snowdrift. It was really kind of interesting. Okay, sorry, chit-chatty again. All right, so now we're going to, now that we've completed this, it looks a little bit like a teepee, and we'll curve this a little bit in a second, but we're going to then take this crown of the hat. It doesn't really matter like what you need to do here, just have to put a little bit of glue onto the back, and I'm just putting it on all those little cuts there, and then around. Now, I'm not using a lot of glue. I don't like to use a lot of glue because I don't like to warp my projects, and that often will happen with paper. So start off with less and add more if you need to. Okay, so it doesn't matter necessarily the glue you use, but the quantity does matter. Okay. So there is the hat mostly done. There is this little, what do you call this? Like a band around the bottom. You could use anything you want here. You could also emboss, or maybe even do a little bit of inking if that's useful or you like that look, but I'm not going to do the inking, at least not for this. I'll do it on the flower. So this is going to go around here. So simple. Really, when you break these things down and you just kind of go through each step, you can put these things together very easily. I will say that I did get stuck on the face of the head part, but I just persevered. Okay, so there's the top. And now we're going to actually place it on here, and then we'll do the flower. So this is what I like to do, and I know it's a slightly different way than what Leo likes to do, but I like to put glue on all of the tabs. You see I'm putting it on the outside essentially because we're going to actually press it up against the top part of the hat. He likes to do it one at a time, but honestly, I can't figure that out how he does it. And then I just sort of pop that on there and pick it up. And then with using my hands underneath, let me see if I can turn it upside down. So what I'm doing is pushing these on here and letting the glue grab it. And then I'm just going to move around so that I have a nice hold on the top and the brim part. Okay. And that's that. For curling this, you can just take whatever, like a dowel he uses. I often will use my scraper, but this is just a weeding tool that I'm using. And just kind of like, it doesn't have to all be uniform because you know it's straw. It's supposed to be straw. And there is the hat. Let's do the flower. So the flower consists of two petal groupings. The dark one going on the bottom and of the flower. The lighter one goes here, and then we've got this little bit of greenery. And I just remembered that I don't have my pop dots around here. I might have to go run and get them. But this is what I did for inking, for anybody that might like inking or don't understand the technique. I used this. This is I think it's from Ranger. Although, look, Benji got a hold of it. But I think this is from Ranger ink, and these are little pads here that are just like basically felt, and there is a little bit of Velcro on the bottom right here. So oh man, yeah, I didn't anticipate at 5 o'clock on a Saturday, but anyway, so this sticks onto the end here, and then we're going to take our ink pad, and this is just simply a dye ink pad. Listen, it's Lola. This is a dye ink pad. This one's by Simon Hurley. It's called Guppy because it's orange, right? But you can use anything you want. And actually, I've got some really cool inking things coming up, so I'm going to show you them. But this here is sort of a common practice. So you're going to get some ink onto this little pad, which is really just a felt circle. Sometimes I use makeup sponges. I actually like that. And then I'm using a piece of scrap paper, and I'm just going to push the ink onto the ends like this. Now this, you don't have to do this, or you may choose to do it only in certain places. And so it's up to you what you'd like to do, but I just thought I would show you how it's done. I'm not very good at this, so I don't often do it, and then I get it all over the place. This one's not even, it's not even colored. There it is. Okay. All right. So once you get them inked up the way that you want, take each petal and sort of give it a little bit of shape, just like this. And then with your two fingers, you're going to sort of fold it slightly, because that's kind of how sunflowers, because it's a sunflower, that's how sunflowers look. So see how I'm doing that? And I'm just creating like sort of a fold in there. It's, you know, not a lot. Just, you know, you're not going to crease it all the way, but just enough to give it a little bit of dimension, because a flat flower, blah. So this is just to give our flower a little bit of extra. All right. So we're going to then glue these two pieces together. Make a little sandwich. Glue these together just like this. And then we have this, and then a little bit of our cutout paper, which is kind of cute. You can also put a pop dot on there if you'd like, but as I mentioned, mine are not nearby. Might have to run over and get them. Okay, so here is the flower. Isn't that cute? I I have one sunflower that grew in my backyard. Well, it was actually planted by Santo, and it was the weirdest thing because it came out being like one stalk, but it had so many flowers on it. I counted 25 flower buds and they all bloomed. It was so cool. And then yesterday, as I was drinking my coffee, I saw a goldfinch eating some of the seeds of the pods, which is so cool. So, okay, here is the greenery, and we're just going to glue it to there. And this is where I would use a pop dot because I'm going to attach it sort of here. And you can kind of find the back, and I think I'm going to attach it right here. Hold on just a second. I'm going to get my pop dots. Oh, you're such a good girl. Okay, sorry about that. Thought it was all prepared, but I guess I wasn't. So, here is the pop dots. It's actually just the end piece of the pop dot. So what I'm going to do is cut off a little piece. I'm actually going to use a little bit bigger than a dot. So I'll use this little piece here, and I'm going to put it... Oh, Santo's in the DR right now. He's gone off to the Dominican. He's a farmer, and that's hence the sunflower. So he's in the DR, and kind of missing him a little bit. So here we go. There's the flower, and I put that on with that pop dot, and I kind of like that. So there is the top. We're 1/3 of the way done. Isn't that fabulous? So let's do the neck, or I don't know, the base. I guess the base. So I put all the pieces here. So the base consists of this, which is like an octagon, right? And these two pieces here, and they've got a lot of dashed cut lines. So let's go ahead and fold there. You'll notice it's creating kind of like a little shelf. It's kind of like a neck on the scarecrow. So we're folding all these little pieces here. And then we're going to start to glue them together. You'll notice that each each one has a tab, or each side has a tab. So there's 4 and 4. So we're just going to start gluing at one end of one. That's even a little bit too much glue. So try to get as close as you can to the edge of the, right there where the fold is, you see? So it's going to create a rounded piece for our scarecrow. All right, a little bit extra glue here. So I hadn't thought of it before setting this up, but the contest ended last night at midnight, which is so great because then we can announce it today on the show, which I will in a little bit. We had lots of entries, so thank you for doing that, and I really appreciate everybody who entered and shared and commented. I love the comments. I often will respond to them. So if you have a question about anything, I'm happy to respond after the fact on YouTube. That's usually where the comments are left. And then starting, I think I'm going to set it up tomorrow, but we're going to have a cutie giveaway, and the goal is to get our YouTube sponsorship, or not sponsorship, subscribers up to 20,000, which is my end of year goal, 20,000. So, and we're at 15, almost 15 and a half. So I think this is completely doable. So, all right, so we have our two pieces here, and we're going to attach them here. You'll note that there are these small tabs here, so don't forget them. Let's put a little tiny bit of glue on there. Right, and this is the end of August, so we'll start all over again in September, and we'll be giving away, this will be the last bundle of joy giveaway will be in September. And by the way, it's a $250 prize. So the joy costs what? I don't know, like $160 or something. And then we put in little extras like card mat and pens and smart vinyl and smart iron-on, just so that you can try everything if you are the winner. So we'll be having another one in September, and then we move on to mug press. Mug press is next on our giveaway, and so mug press, probably do some, because mug presses are more expensive than the joy, believe it or not. So this looks a little oddly shaped. It's supposed to be more of an octagon. But anyway, so once you get this together like this, then you're going to decorate it with these pieces. I'm going to talk about this burlap. I promised I'd talk about this burlap. So this burlap is from, and I think it's a great, now if you don't have it, you can't get it, that's okay. But I picked this up a while back, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I figured, okay, well, I'll just hang on to it. And first of all, I'm going to confess, I love the smell of burlap. I just love it. Probably not wet burlap, but I just like burlap. So this is from a company called Die Cuts with a View, or DCWV. So it's shortened. They started off as a die cut machine before Cricut came out. And then they sort of ended up doing just paper, and this is not paper, but it's paper backed. So here it is, real live in the flesh burlap, and then they've got like a backing on it. Right? It's not a lot in here, but for this project, I could cut all the burlap pieces on one sheet. So I only used 2 or 3 sheets of this to make up my my display, whatever. It cuts really well. However, I have a maker, and I had to use my rotary blade for it. So if you don't have a maker, then you probably don't want to try to cut it. It might cut, and I haven't had a chance to try it, but it might cut with a deep cut blade on the air, but it's real thick, and it did take quite a bit of time with the rotary cutter, but it did work really well. I'm going to talk to you about the bigger pieces in a second when we get to them. So here we go. These are the 2 pieces, and you see they have like slits here, 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to attach them. Oops, I got a little too much glue on there, but we're going to attach them. So this is sort of like the head, like, you know how they would take a burlap sack and then they would scrunch it together. This is the bottom where it's scrunched together. So we're going to do that for 2 pieces. Just make sure you slightly bend there. And I like that the backing is paper because it does make putting it on paper so much easier. However, when I was doing the face, I did have to use a lot more glue because I was trying to glue on the actual burlap side. So keep that in mind. So we're just going to place this on here to give that all around look of like a burlap bag. Isn't that adorable? So cute. And I really do like the burlap. However, you could use a burlap, not textured, but a burlap printed piece. Or you could try something that looked like cloth or some sort of, fabric. It doesn't have to be the burlap. So I just wanted to show you how it looked with that. So there's our base. So we're going to turn it over like this. This I didn't get to stick. So I'm going to press this in. Oh, you're quiet now, Lola, aren't you? Now she's under the desk. Oh, she's going to sit down. Good girl. All right. So we're going to press these in. And then here's the piece that's going to go on top here. We're going to just do some glue on here. Almost done with the base. So next week, I think for 3D Saturday date night, 3D date night. I don't know. I got to find something that's catchy to say. But anyway, so for next Saturday, I was thinking, let's do our pumpkins, our full-size pumpkins. That was really popular, and that's from SVG Cuts. And I will show you where you can get that file, or maybe you bought it last year. And it does, SVG Cuts, they don't generally sell things individually. They may sell that one individually, but it's also in a very nice gift bundle. So we're just making sure that all the edges, and you could put your fingers in here and press down if you want to, like this. Okay. And look, I am definitely not like Leo who runs Dreaming Tree and does all the demos. Like, he's so precise. So it cuts down when you're not as picky about being precise. It does cut down on the time, which is great, because he put his together and it was like over 2 hours. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to take that long putting this together. I mean, it's a really nice Saturday night project to do, but you first have to cut it all out, so that takes a while. And then sort of putting it together shouldn't take more than 2 hours. So, but he's very particular. Okay, so now that we have that, we can take our bands that are going to go all around here. Come on. Now these have like a little fold or a cut that's going around like this. Nothing majorly crazy, just a cutesy little cutout. Just give a little bit of color. There we go. Two, three, four. This is so cute. Uh-oh, we're talking about mug presses. Yeah, you do end up with a lot of mugs if you're going to get a mug press. You're going to think I'm crazy, but I have dishes for each season of the year. So I have my summer plates out now, but I have these false craft that I have in the fall, and also in Christmas. I have a Christmas set and everything. So I actually had to put away those mugs that came with that set this summer because I was like, I gotta use my mugs that I made. But I don't know if I'd do that. Maybe I have to make some Christmas themed mugs. That would be nice. Okay, that's it. That's the base. So now we've got the hat and the base, and we've done more than half the project. So while I am looking at the clock and seeing how we're doing, it's 5:45, so that's pretty good. We're doing pretty good here. So let us talk about the base, or the face, I should say. Now, this is how this works. These are all the little pieces for the face, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. We're going to talk about that in a second. But so there are eight pieces to the head, and they are numbered. And so I want to point out that they're numbered as like hashtags. So hashtag 1 and 2. So I just change them to 3. And then where's 4? 1, 2, 3. What did I do with 4? 7, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I know I had all 8 here. Am I looking wrong? 8, 7, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man. Let's check these. This is not going to bode well. This does not bode well. All right. All right, let me just go check. Sorry, guys. Ugh. You're kidding me. Well, I don't know. This is going to mess up the whole project. Oh! Did I drop it down there? Lola, did you find it down there? No? Maybe it'll show up. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Oh, well. All right. So let's talk about this. So there are 8 pieces. Unfortunately, mine, I only have 7 of them. Let's just check all around. Just in case. Nope. Ugh. All right. I don't see it. Anyway, so there are 8 pieces and they are numbered. And you're going to hold them with the larger tab on. Again, do you see it? There it is. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Shirley. That's why I got you guys. Hi, Anna Maria. How are you? So there are 8 pieces, and I have taken a pen and I have put the numbers on here. Thank you. Oh, phew. Then there's the burlap pieces. So when I cut out the burlap, I noticed that there were numbers that were supposed to be on here. I got the burlap at Joann's Fabric. That's where I got it. So this is very particular. You do need to follow these in order, okay? Because of the way that the head is sort of kind of cocked a little bit. And then because of the face. So what I did was as I was taking off the pieces, I actually numbered these. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, the way that it's going to work is 1 and 2 are going to be together like this and create the face. Okay? This is the best way that I can explain it. And I'll be really honest, I don't think that he did a really good job of explaining this. But this is going to be the face. And then these little stitches here are going to be like the left side of the face and the right side of the face, just like that. So this is how it's going to work. And these are very specifically sized. I don't know why he did it this way, but that's just, you know, how it is. But it's very specifically sized that the 5-piece of burlap, or whatever you choose, needs to go along with the 5-piece of this, okay? So I'm going to move these out of the way, but I just wanted to tell you, before you actually take your burlap pieces or whatever you choose off, number them on the back, because they will get mixed up and you will get frustrated. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take 1 and 2. We're going to fold at these side pieces. We're holding the piece that is, we're holding the piece so that the smaller tab is on the top and the larger tabs are on the bottom. So for the burlap, I used my rotary blade. And you can only use your rotary blade if you have a maker, but it worked like a dream. It worked like a dream with the rotary blade. But everything else I just cut with the regular blade. All right, so we're going to then take all 8 of these pieces and start to attach them, starting at the bottom. And we're going to start with this one. First, just do the one tab or tooth there, because it is sort of, I don't know, because it's round, it is sort of not, it's not like putting straight sides together, okay? So once you get that one tab attached, just like that, then you can come back and start gluing. If you want to flip it over, you can do that. This is the most tedious part of the project. So this is the part where I'll do all the chit-chatting. So see what I'm doing? Once I have that one tab connected, I'm going to then work my way up. This makes me feel like I'm making a doll, but out of paper and not fabric. So we're actually creating this edge right here. It's not a flat edge, it's a rounded edge. So that's why you have to start it like that. Okay. And I didn't bother with this little tab until the end, because I felt like I needed to go back and look at it, you know. Now, remember, these are numbered on the bottom. That's going to be useful to us when we get to the burlap, because we have that all numbered. Okay, so there's 1 and 2. Then we're going to take the third one, fold all these pieces just for the next piece, and start with this bottom tab and glue just the bottom one so that you can line it up. See what I'm doing there? I'm lining it up from the bottom. I know I'm being a little fussy about it, but really, this is my 4th one that I've done, and this, to me, seems like the best way to do it. The first one I did upside down. That was a mistake. But, okay. So there's that one. Come back and put a little bit of glue on each of those other tabs. And I know it's kind of, it sort of curls. It reminds me of the pumpkins that we're going to be doing. If that's okay with you guys, if you want to do the pumpkins. If you don't want to do the pumpkins again, I just love them. And I'm going to do one in this color, jade color. I love that color for fall. And yeah, so I think I want to do one of those for this year. That will be next week. All right. So just make sure that you're getting that glue. It's sort of closing in. That's okay. Just kind of work it. The next one, here's number 4. Yeah, or black. I did try glitter. I did try glitter pumpkins, and it was hard to put together, you know, because glitter and gluing. So I think what I would do if I wanted to do glitter again is once I got it assembled, maybe we can do that. That will give it a little bit of a different twist to it. Lola, please, honey. Is spray it with spray adhesive and then just put the glitter on top. But doing it in glitter cardstock was very, very difficult. But a black one with, I wonder if they make fluorescent glitter. Do they? Because wouldn't a black one with like a fluorescent glitter look pretty cool? Or if the fluorescent is green, maybe a green, nah, not a green pumpkin. But you can make it the orange with the fluorescent. I don't know. It's just, anyway, it's not a lantern because there's no openings. It's just a regular pumpkin. And it's got like 8 sides to it. It's pretty big. And it does take a bit. You have to be very patient. And it goes together very similarly to this, where there's all these teeth. And you create like the ribs of the pumpkin. It's really stunning. It's stunning when it's done. It does require you have quite a bit of the same color. So depending on what color you choose, if it's black, if it's jade. Lola, come here. Come here. Oh, Lola, come over here. Come under the table. Yeah, just you're safe. You're safe. Don't worry. No, you're safe. There you go. Good girl. So yeah, it's a little bit large, but we'll do it. I think it would be fun. I can look around for some different kinds of glitter and stuff. I also have coming some more, what do I have coming? Some stamps, because, oh my, Lola, hold on, Lola, you can't, you have to be quiet. Nobody can hear me if you're going to just be barking all the time. Oh, sorry guys. She's a little bit of a mouthy one. And okay, so what was I saying about the paper? You need to have enough paper. I think it's like 8 or 9 sheets of the same color paper. So consider that. And it is 12 by 12. So consider that. And what else were we talking about? Glitter. Oh, so I have some stamps coming because I've been thinking a lot about sentiments on the inside of cards, and there is a way to do the sentiments, like when you have a joy. There is a way, and I'm happy to show you that, but I also think like it would be a nice little introduction to some like stamps and how to do stamps for sentiments. I know people use stamps for like stamped cards, but I kind of like the idea of a stamped sentiment, so that way you didn't have to like open it up and do the sentiment with a pen. Sometimes it looks better with the stamp. So we're gonna go over that technique a little bit. Inking. Yes, inking. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do inking. What else do I have going on? So we're going to talk about different kinds of ink too, because there are different kinds of ink. I don't know if you get confused like I get confused with like Tim Holtz. He has all these different kinds of inks. You know, there's the alcohol inks. There's the distressed oxide, and then there's just plain old distressed. And so I figured it would be a good like class to just talk about the different kinds of inks, because when I was first starting with stamping, we only had two kinds of ink. We had what's called the dye inks, which were like what we're used to, just kind of like these, right? It was like a piece of felt, and it was, you know, impregnated with a dye. So we had these, and then there was pigment ink, which was more like a spongy thing. But these distressed and the distressed oxide, man, I just keep getting confused by all of those. And honestly, I'm not going to invest over $200 in ink pads. So I've been looking for other alternatives as well. So here's number 5. We're getting there, folks. Yeah, pigment ink is so much nicer. But the thing with the distressed stuff is that, you know, you can add water to it and stuff. And I don't know. I think I'm just going to stick with my two kinds, my pigment and my dye ink. Okay. So here we're on 5, 6, which is awesome. So we had our meeting about the earthquake, right? But a guy came that was actually like an earthquake specialist in New England. So it was pretty useful. He wrote a book about it and stuff. So basically what they said was we're encountering, it's not unusual. It's called a swarm of earthquakes, which just like a bunch of little earthquakes and some like tremors and stuff, and that it would just be like it could take a couple months and we might hear it, but it's already been since I think February that we started getting those. But, you know, just kind of make people feel more comfortable, because it was like, so should we be expecting a really big earthquake, you know? But he said no. He felt like they were just going to be kind of small earthquakes, and kind of explained it. But it was a good opportunity for our community to get together and, you know, talk to the mayor. What did I do? Here? Oops, wrong way. I used to attend all those meetings, but then COVID hit, you know, and so couldn't do that. So kind of feel like I lost a little touch of what was going on with the city. So getting back into like the swing of that, even though COVID's not gone. But so that was good. Good to see the mayor. Hadn't seen him in a really long time. For a while there, I was like going to every event and every, you know, unveiling and everything. And so, you know, it was like, we're friends. We are friends, but, you know, acquaintances more. But so there's that. And then Owen, or Mo, he's going back to school, not this week, but next week. And the big news for him is he's going to be turning 16 in September. So he's got another month. He'll be 16, which means he can start taking driving lessons and getting his learner's permit. So he's been thinking about that a lot. And I've been thinking about it a lot. You know, nowadays, you have to, the parents have to take a class, at least in Massachusetts. I don't know why, but it's like a 2-hour class that you have to take before your child can get a permit or a license, I guess. So that's something new. And there's like, you have to take so much of like, what do you call that? Like driving instruction, and then you have a classroom instruction as well. And that's required. When I was a kid, getting my license and stuff, it was not required that you take a class. It was encouraged, but it was not required. So this will be a little bit different than what I experienced. Yeah, 16. Not sweet 16, right? You're not sweet 16 when you're a boy. Yeah, he's all grown up now. He's taller than me. And he's a little bit of a gentle giant, too. Doesn't talk a whole lot, which is fine. He never has. I posted some pictures of when we went to Niagara Falls and stuff, and there was one picture where he's like pursing his lips, and I told him the story of, I mean, I've told him before, but of how when he was born, he wasn't breathing. He didn't breathe when he first was born. Okay. Might be Frankie. And he came out, it wasn't blue or anything. He just like seemed stunned. And he gave me this face, like, it was like kind of like pursed face, and just kind of like looking at everybody like, hey, like I'm joining the party, you know. It was kind of funny. And he'd started breathing right away, but they of course were all nervous and everything. Lola. Oh my goodness, Lola. We're going to have to put you in the bedroom next time if you're going to act like this. Come here, Lola. Be nice. Be nice. Okay, sorry. Treat break. Somebody didn't drive until you didn't drive till you were 24? Really? Did you grow up in the city? Because I know that like my friends that grew up in New York City, they didn't bother to get their licenses. But it's really become quite a car focused. Oh, I can't. You know what that noise? You know what it is? It's Frank. Frank is crying. I don't know what he's doing. So maybe that's why it's getting Lola excited. Okay. The last one, number 8. And you see how it's sort of turned in on itself? Just let it do that. So again, we're going to put it through 1 through 8. Make sure you follow exactly the order. And start at the bottom. The larger tabs go on the bottom. The smaller ones go on the top. And once you get that to stick, go there. This one's come undone. I'll go back to it. Yeah, so he was looking stunned when we were at the Niagara Falls, when we were on the boat of Niagara Falls, and I said, face looks like the same face you gave me when you were born. It's funny. I just can't believe he's almost 16. A couple more years, he'll be either going to college. He doesn't know what he wants to do yet. It's a little bit difficult trying to decide. When I was 16, I already knew that I wanted to go to college, but he's a little different. All right, this one didn't go, so let's put this together. Oh, you took driver's ed in high school. Yeah, see, I went to a private school. Like Owen's school is private, so they don't have anything. No extracurriculars, nothing. But yeah, the public schools offer the driving school, I guess, is like maybe it's an elective or something. But for me, I ended up, my dad taught me how to drive, and it was kind of funny. He took us, I think I might have told you this before, but at that time, our industrial park was still being developed, and there were a lot of roads that were just flat roads, nothing on them. So he took me down the industrial street called Centennial Drive, and he just let me drive there. But of course, we had to stop for all the ducks and the geese and the beavers. We had beavers over there too, and so it was kind of funny. But I learned how to stop and start and all that. Okay, so here are 8 pieces. You see this? It's kind of created a little twisty thing here, but that's okay. We're just going to gently open it up, and this is the 8th one. This is number 1. We're just going to do that last piece just like this. Lola's in rare form tonight. Lola, why don't you come over here, honey? All right, so this is almost done. Dun, ta, da. And then we can do the fun stuff like the hair. All right, so this last piece, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all of the tabs and just get my hands in there. Okay. There we go. All right. All right. This is a little difficult. Patience, Rita. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. You know what? I will mention that it kind of doesn't matter if you get glue on this piece because it's going to be covered up. So don't get all like bent out of shape if you got glue like here. It doesn't matter. It's not going to show. All right. Phew. Okay. Now we have something like a globe. Isn't that cool? This is we'll just pop these down just so you can see what it looks like. See that? Now, this is what I mean. It's got a slant to it. So if we go and look at 1, see 1, 2, and 3 have like a slanted bit, and this bit up here is taller. So that's what threw me off at first on this. So I'm going back and just gluing these tabs. This will be our closure where the hat will go on. Okay. Okay. So this week, my mother, she's starting to feel comfortable in her place because she decided she was going to get on the bus from, like, it's not a public bus, but like the place that she's staying at, the assisted living place. They have a bus and you tell them where you want to go, and she remembered what my address was, and so she just showed up one afternoon on Thursday, and she was like, because we had stored some of her stuff in the garage, and she was thinking, I'm going to come and get, I don't know, she said she needed a broom and a few things. And I said to her, you know what, Mom, the garage is not air conditioned, and it was one of those 90-degree days, and I'm like, I don't think you need to go in there. Nothing's worth, not a broom. It's worth it. So she didn't want to listen to me, and she went there, and then she came out and she's like, yeah, it's a little too hot in there. So I'm like, we'll get you. I don't know why she needs a broom anyway, because they have housekeeping and they come. And she says, oh, they only come once a week. But I mean, how much do you need? I don't know. But I started thinking maybe she is bored. Like, everything is centered around, like, food, eating, which is great, right? We think of it, it's great, right? But maybe she's like bored. She's not doing the stuff that she normally does, like sweeping. She likes to sweep. So I remembered that. She likes to sweep. So maybe I just need to get her a broom so that she feels like comfortable or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, she needs something to do. And like, not like, she just like, well, I wish I had a car. And I said, first of all, she's not going to be able to drive. She has a terrible, terrible memory, and there's just no way. I mean, she hasn't driven, I don't think, in like 2 or 3 years, but she still has her license, and she just thinks, oh, well, I can just jump in a car and get going. And I was like, nah, no, not a good idea. But, she would say, well, I wish I had a car. I said, well, what would you do if you had a car? Like, seriously, where would you go? And she said, I don't know, shopping? And I'm like, but you don't need anything, But she used to like to poke in the stores, just kind of poke. Like, she went to the Christmas tree shop, and this week or this past week or something with her group, and my sister who is like my sister is super OCD. Like, what do you need at the Christmas tree shop? Like, cause it's all junky stuff, like little things, tchotchkes and stuff. But, I'm like, she just wants to have that shopping experience, even though she doesn't need anything. And, she never worked. I mean, she had little jobs and everything, but she never worked. So I think it's just a lack of having her like normal daily life missing, Anyway, so my sister doesn't get that because she thinks, it's a chore. It's a chore to shop and stuff. So anyway, all right. So we've got the bottom here, we've got the top here. Now we can go ahead and line up our pieces with the numbers. So let's turn them over, and we're going to let's do the number 1 first, right? So 1, and it's going to go right on here, and let's put a little bit, but yeah, this glues on real nice. Now, with number 1 and number 2, you want to have them be kind of close together at this seam because that's where the face is going to be. This one just... But that was a surprise. Here she comes walking up with her cane. She's not a cane. She calls it a walking stick. Up the driveway, you know, I see the little mini type bus drops her off, and she comes waddling down the driveway, and I'm like, what? And then I looked at my messages, and my sister said, Mom's gonna be she said she was going over to your house. And I was like, okay. And then, you know what, I drove her home, and I picked her up some food on the way because she missed lunch. Everything's, as I said, centers around like the meals, and so she kind of missed lunch. So I know she likes the occasional, who doesn't, right? Likes the occasional cheeseburger. So I stopped and got her cheeseburger at Burger King, and got her some onion rings. She loves those. And so she was happy. She was not happy when she arrived, but she left happy when I dropped her off. And so that was a good thing. But yeah, so it was nice because she got out, which is what she was craving to do. So she got out, and then I drove her home, and I sent a note to my sister. I said, crisis averted. We're going back to DEF CON 1, because my sister was all upset. Why does she need to go out? She's fine there. Just let her. Why does she need a broom? And I'm like, because, why does anybody, need something to do? We're human doings. We're not human beings, and she doesn't understand. She just doesn't understand it. But so I think I need to get over there during the week, maybe once a week instead of going on the weekends. But the last time I went, was it on the weekend? One time I went and we had lunch together at the place. I didn't eat, but they had lunch, and I met these really darling people, and it was good because she could hear from her peers about things. She was upset about something. Oh, I think I told you that. She was mad at me because I didn't show up. And I was like, I didn't know I was supposed to show up. It was a Saturday, and she was expecting me on Friday, and she had convinced herself that I was going to arrive that Friday at 3:30, and she was mad. She was like, you said, and I was like, I never said that. I never wrote that or said that, but how would I even know? How would I know that I was supposed to not be? I don't know. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. But then when her friends there said, well, she's here now, and she was like, oh yeah, I guess so, It was kind of funny. But so it's an adjustment. But I think she's doing much better not being in New Hampshire. It was very isolating up there. When you get to be that age, you sort of hang out with the same crowd all the time, I guess. And she just didn't have that group of friends or people. And I don't know if you know anything about New Hampshire, but a lot of people, they don't go very many places, but when they do, they're in their car and they just drive from one place to another. I'm sure it's like that all over the place, but they're not super friendly to outsiders. They just aren't. And so it just makes it a little bit difficult. Hey, look, we're almost done. Looky. Yeah, she's making friends. And So the big news was, I guess, I don't know. She said, I have a cat now. Remember, I had to put her dog to euthanize her dog and everything. And she said, I have a cat now. I said, what? Where did you get a cat? Well, there was a woman who lived upstairs, but she had to go to the hospital. And she had this other woman babysitting her cat. I'm like, well, what's the cat's name? You know, I don't know. She goes, I don't know. And I said, well, how did you end up with control of this cat? Like, and does he have all his shots and everything? She goes, oh, I'm sure. And I'm like, I don't know. This seems a little fishy to me. Hey, this dog's going to be so fat soon. Stop barking. Stop it, please. Quiet. Here you go. All right. Okay, I got to get back to my job here. So she has a cat. She has this cat, and I'm like, I don't know, Mom. Oh, but speaking of cats. Oh, okay. All right, there's our Frank. Such a professional night, isn't it? All right, Frankie. Sorry. All right, we are almost done here. We've got the head and the hat and the stand almost all together. We have to do a little bit of come on, Frank. We have to do a little bit of decorating the head, the face. So here are the pieces for that. There's Frank right here. Frank, what's up, buddy? So this is the mouth. Yes, Frank. Hello. It's just these little pieces here. Frank, I know you want me to pat you, but I'm doing something right now. I'm sorry, bud. Oh, don't eat that stuff. What are you doing? Yeah. Frank. Okay, so there's the mouth, and this is the nose. The nose is 2 pieces. Yes, Frank. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yes, Frankie. Come on. I can't do the nose. You just rubbing up against my... Come on. Oh, my dear. All right, so maybe while I take this little break to pet Frankie, I will tell you who won the prize. Okay, so that's Frank. Okay, say hi, Frank. Frank, say hi. Hello, Frank. He's got a little stuff going on in his nose. Okay, yeah, so to answer questions about the burlap is actually part of a paper. Don't eat the eye. Come on. The burlap is this stuff. It is from Joann's. It's just 8 sheets of burlap that's covered in this paper, and it cuts with the maker. I know he wants attention. I'm sorry. It's just kind of came at the wrong time. That's okay. He's moved on now. Okay. So, and that's the burlap. If you don't have a maker with a rotary blade, then I haven't tried cutting it with the deep point blade, but that's probably what I'd try, is the deep point blade. Okay, and this was easier. And now all we need to do, you'll see a little spot here and here, and then kind of down here, but you can't really see it. But this is where the eyes are going to go, and the eyes consist of this black piece and then these 2 white pieces. Come on, Frank. So this is just a glue thing. We're just going to take, come on, Frank. Oh, Frank. Oh, man. You're too funny. Oh, Frank. I know. I'll pet you a lot when you get off. when I get off the show. Frank, you think I never pat you. I pat you all the time. But you want to be patted now. Frank. Anyway, I think she's allergic to that cat. It's an Angora cat. And she just thinks it's so pretty. And I said, well, what's his name? She said, I just call it Kitty Cat. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I think, if you want to take care of it, but I don't think you should just automatically assume that the cat's yours. I mean, just because this lady went to and she goes, oh, I think that lady died. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. That's just kind of not how you do it. But she just didn't want to listen to me. So here are the eyes. Oh my goodness, Frank. Okay, the winner. So the winner of our August bundle of joy is, drum roll, Midge Keys. Midge Keys. I tried to contact Midge. I don't know if she's on tonight, but she's been around. She's been like following me for a long time. No, don't go near there. And Midge Keys is the winner of this month's of this month's bundle of joy. Hooray! Congratulations, Midge. I'm going to keep trying to get a hold of you, but if you hear this, please, send me an email at, whoa, come on, no, you can't do that. It's Attack of the Animals. Yeah, Google Eyes would look kind of cute. Oh, come on, stop. Yay, Midge Keys, the winner. And then, of course, we had our August winners of our $50 prize. And those people, most of them have gotten in touch with me. Although I think Becky Mills and Pamela Coder, C-O-D-E-R, Pamela Coder, have not gotten in touch with me. So I'm still waiting. I heard from Teresa Smith and then Barbara, remember, from the Zoom call. And then we had somebody who won, I forget her name now, but who won because of the Mickey Mouse Club thing. So I'm just waiting to hear from Midge and Pam and Becky. And I know I saw Becky online not too long ago, yesterday or something, and I said, Becky, you won. You gotta get in touch with me. But we'll see what happens. But I have to wait until I have everybody signed up, or everybody's address, before I can put them in, because I have to put them in all at once. So Becky and Pam and Midge, definitely get in touch with me so that we can get these prizes sent out. Okay, so there's the nose. Here's the mouth. No, sorry, not the nose. Here's the nose, which I didn't really get to explain, but it's two pieces that are glued together. And we're going to just put a little bit of glue. Actually, put a little bit more glue than you think you need, because it is burlap. Or if you use paper, don't use as much. But it's sort of right on the crease here. And it will stick. Yeah. Then I just had another busy week. Then, okay, my neighbor, kind of down the street, he is a chef or a cook or a culinary expert was at Legal Seafood, but then it closed because of COVID at the airport. But he also teaches at Boston University. Yeah, Boston University. He teaches culinary arts. And he gave me a tour of his house because he wants to do something with the Cricut. He collects all this Pyrex, like old, like he's like Martha Stewart collector level. And he collects all this Pyrex and he wants to do like this Pyrex project. I took a few photos of his Pyrex collection. You would not believe it. First of all, his house is huge, and because they don't have any kids or anything, you know, it's just perfect. And I'm like, oh man, I feel like a dunce with my house is so messy, but oh well. And there's the face, by the way. Woo, isn't that cute? And yeah, so he's just a really interesting person. I have like some of the coolest neighbors. I think I've mentioned that before, but the ones down the end of the street are the coolest. And I have one who is an author she wrote a book on bookbinding, and she's also like this like knitter that does like knitting for a famous brand of yarn. She does the patterns for them and everything. So she's been helping me with my my knitting. And I'm like, I'm going to ask him, but they showed me his backyard. So he had chickens in the backyard. What does he have? He had everything. He had a fig tree, an avocado tree. He had, blackberries and willow tree, and I mean, he has a big backyard. I have a tiny backyard, but he had a big backyard, and he had in his kitchen, he had this like 10-foot long. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him if maybe we can film one day from there, because he's used to being on camera. And would you guys like that? Would you like to see? Maybe he can do like a food thing, or we can talk about his Pyrex or something. But I just thought, what an interesting guy. So interesting. Yes, you'd want to see. Hey, Becky, it's Becky Mills. Becky Mills, did you hear your name was announced? You would want to see that? I know. I haven't been to Legal Seafood. It's good seafood. Although I'm kind of partial to the local things, you know. Like, I mean, not that Legal isn't local, but it's more of a chain now than it used to be. When it first came out, it was right on the seaport on the docks. And there was also a restaurant called the No Name, and then a restaurant called Anthony's Pier 4. And those have closed, and Legal moved. But the No Name, my folks would always go to that. And it was like a real hole in the wall. But they had excellent like seafood just come off the boat, and you could buy it. Okay, so I'm attaching the head to the bottom here. Okay? Just by gluing and holding those tabs. Looky. The Pyrex collection was unbelievable. I tripped a little bit. I was like, going down, because he has it in his basement. He has just like, he has them all organized, of course. And it's just beautiful. He has some of the rarest, the first Pyrex that ever got done. I mean, like he said, he showed me one. It was like, it cost him $700 for one piece of Pyrex. I was like, what? That's crazy. But he's a collector. Anyway, so there it is. We do need to put the head, put the straw on. I think he needs that straw. So let's have a look at those pieces. We're almost done, folks. So there are two colors. There's this light color, which I think is called dandelion. And then there's the darker color, which is called sunflower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we're not going to put it on the face side, but we need 6. So separate them out to 6 pieces. And there's no, unlike with the other, the face, there's no rhyme or reason to this. Just one of one color, one of the other, and then there are these extra little pieces. And then we're just going to take our let's move this over and start putting them. Now this one here, I put the lighter color on top, but I almost think, I don't think that's the right thing to do. So I'm going to put the lighter color on the bottom because they're longer pieces. And this is how we do it. We just put it on right here on this edge. And we will shape it in a second so it's not just straight. Yeah, so such an interesting guy. And his husband is from Mexico. His name is Kiko, and he's the farmer. He's the guy that does all the farming and stuff. And he's in the army. He's been in the army for like 20 years, and he's still there. Like he was in Kuwait and all of that. But last year, where was he? He was somewhere. I think he was in Kuwait last year. He just came back, like maybe a couple months ago. Nice guy, too. So quiet. But nice. They can everything, like everything. So you go in the kitchen and there's all this, like, stuff that they can't even... Oh, I forgot to tell you. The wine cellar? He has a wine cellar. I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, oh, I know. It's such a mess right now. I'm like, oh my God, this guy. It was just so, it was just like, what an honor. I can't believe I have neighbors like that. You know, I don't know. It's an interesting place to live. I don't know. I guess people, want to live on the North Shore. It's kind of funny, like when you're like a kid and you come to live here, you just don't have that same appreciation for it, I guess, which is what happened to me. I mean, I love my city, but it's just I don't like think of it like, you live on the North Shore, you know. I'm chatting a lot. I apologize, but I want to figure out how to do these Zooms, like Zoom, so people can actually talk, because that would be fun. I'll ask him if he'll give us a tour of his house and we can videotape it, because that would be so super cool. You don't mind listening to me? I know I can blather on. But you know, you guys are the only people that I talk to generally, I mean, during a day. Like, I haven't talked to anybody all day, and now I have you guys. So I feel like that's my talk time. All right. So there are these little tiny pieces. I'm not going to put them on because that's getting a little crazy. Okay, so there is the hair. And what you can do is, if I can find where is it? I'm just going to use this. So you can take a dowel or a pencil or whatever and just gently... give these a little bit of, movement, depth, dimension, whatever you want to call it. so it's not just like all sticking out all down in that one place. Oh, you don't mind? So yeah, it's almost September, so we're gonna head into Christmas and fall. I love fall. Thanksgiving, we're gonna make a big deal out of Thanksgiving this year. Yeah, like ribbon, you can do scissors. Can do this with a pencil or whatever. And you don't have to do it all, but I suppose you could move some of these down too. Nah, I don't like that. So, but we are going to really go to town on Christmas and Thanksgiving this year. We're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. If you have certain things that you just want to see, that you want to see, you let me know. Okay, so there's our, he looks kind of funny, right? Without the hat on. It looks like, I don't know, a bald guy. And then here's our hat. Now, this is what I mean. You see how, again, this is a little bit higher in the back than it is here. So I'm thinking I might glue this on once I get it exactly where I want it to be. Just like that. What do you think? Yeah, we do have fun. I think I would probably get my glue gun out and attach it like that. But, oops, let me bring this down so you can see. Isn't that great? And we did it in less than 2 hours, and with you listening to me chit chat, and I think that turned out pretty well, right? Yay! I know. I have 2 of them. I guess maybe I can give one to my neighbor or something, or maybe I'll give it to my mother, but I don't know. She would like it. She doesn't seem to really be keen on some of this stuff. Maybe they can put that in the office or something. Yeah, maybe that. All right, everyone. That's it. That was fun. I feel like this time was a good time, but not sure how you guys feel. So definitely give me some feedback on that. And let's see. No chat tomorrow, but I am going to come on to talk to you about my cutie giveaway because I want to do some sharing and stuff, and love to get your input on what we should be doing in the next couple of months. I'll give you a different view of my little this one here. His hat's really down, but boy, so cute. And again, that burlap, it's really, I would call it paper because it's paper backed, and it's 12 by 12. It's from Die Cuts with a View. It's only 8 sheets, but you really only need 1 for the burlap for this. All right. And that's it today, folks. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you again. So I'll pop in tomorrow, but we'll see you again for sure on Monday. And yeah, have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.